What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to another Pay-Per-Viewpoint edition of the Smark Moment Smack Talk podcast. We've got a preview of WWE NXT No Mercy 2025 coming up this Saturday night at 6 p.m. I think the pre-show is 7 p.m. for the main card. I'm your host as always, Tony Bango, joined as always by Rob DeFelice.
Hey Tony, how are you doing?
I'm doing. What I just realized I'm doing, though, I feel very radio host right now.
I'm doing. You know what I'm doing? The WKTR.
Yeah. There's a guy I've started following on TikTok that has a really good baseball voice. And he's been doing like impressions of like, what if a baseball commentator sounded like he was going through a divorce and like different things. And he's always like at the bottom of the ninth inning at Rogers Stadium. Whatever. And I'm like,
well, Tom, I'm at the bottom of my 8th bottle of vodka and she's leaving.
Yeah. Like a straight shot. Hernandez hits it over there, right over towards the, fairway or whatever. I don't remember the names of the baseball things or whatever like that. Man, a long drive like that is like a long drive I'm going to have coming back home tonight. Like, yeah. It's really good. I forget his name. I can't quite plug him without going through TikTok, but I had to explain the baseball voice to Caroline the other day. Random aside for NXT No Mercy. Why not?
Did you just start doing Adam Burke?
Yeah. So I was like, she's like, what is this? Because we were watching the video itself. Like one of the first ones I came across, we were watching together, and she's like, is that what they really sound like? And I'm like, oh God, yeah, they all sound like it exactly, to the point that, and I started saying like, Ed Burke was in WWE and he's doing the same, John Cena, hits him with the attitude adjustment, and like it doesn't work. It's a different thing, but I'm apparently feeling very radio show hosty today. I feel like I'm doing that pattern that I tend to do at the beginning of like the podcast and like introducing and all. So it's weird how that happens, because I don't think I talk like that normally.
Or do you?
Do I? I don't know at this point. I've always been told I had a good voice, which I've never understood that.
Now, like you do have a great voice for this.
I remember being told that
I wish God that I did.
My senior year of high school, and somebody was like, I'm really into your voice. And I was like, my fucking voice? What? Hell yeah. But
hey, if you're into our voices.
Yeah. I mean, you probably are if you're listening to us. And if you are, compliment us.
Ring that notification bell. Compliment us. Yeah. Compliments are the food for the soul. You should do that.
And not to make this a men's rights thing or whatever, but men don't get complimented enough. And you end up like, somebody goes like, hey, nice, nice ears. And you're like, fuck yeah, I'll keep that compliment for the next 20 years.
Yeah, that's gonna sit with me for the next 20 years.
Like,
thanks, guy.
It's so sad that that's the case, but like I remember specific examples about people being like, oh, like you're handsome, or like, you're really funny. And I'm like, okay, so in 2008,
it was a fall day. I was wearing blue.
Well, yeah, leave us compliments.
We're not talking about No Mercy.
Clearly, we're recording this at night. It's one of our goofy night episodes, but keep in mind too, if you are the type that you want to just chat it up at random, you got the Discord channel. It's not quite the same as hearing our voices, but we do like some random all talk show typey stuff or something. I don't know.
If it's me and Tony and it's the middle of the night,
yeah,
you're gonna get some fun. And now I have Billy Joel in my head.
And Smark Play stuff. If you want to show your support, hit the like button, subscribe, ring your notification bell, get your email alerts set up for the live shows that we do here. Head on over to the patreon.com/smarkoutmoment or join the YouTube channel membership. And if you are on the $5 and up tier, then you're going to be able to get some early access to the next couple episodes of things. We recorded actually 3 episodes of the tier list rankings already earlier today. We still have to do the WWE men's roster, but we'll take care of that over the next few days or so. And that is going to be rolled out over the course of the beginning to mid-October or something. Multiple weeks can make a big difference, but I want to make sure that we got some content like staggered. And if you have the $5 and up tier, then you get to listen to that early and check out our rankings. Let's keep that in mind and share support. So, No Mercy, which it's a word that by the way, I don't know if I ever mentioned this with No Mercy. I can't hear the word mercy without thinking of Seymour Skinner because of the laugh and then the, oh, mercy that he does. And every single time that I'm like typing out NXT No Mercy or WWE No Mercy or whatever like that, I immediately just have Skinner's face in my head. Simpsons did a wonder on my brain. We've got 6 matches on this card. They actually added some tweaks on this week's episode of NXT. So I'm going to kind of talk about that a little bit and jump ahead of the hot tags, what we would normally do, because I might as well just run it down while we're doing this. But 6 matches on the card. One of them isn't going to be super long. We know that already, because that is the singles match for the WWE Speed Women's Championship. I guess they constituted the Women's Speed Championship. It's still weird to WWE Women's Speed Championship. I think more, whatever.
I typed it out, Speed Women's Champion, in about 5 articles.
Yeah, it's just that because it's like the show's called WWE Speed, so it seems like the Raw general manager, the WWE Speed Women's Champion, whatever. They don't care, but it's being defended, and Sol Ruca is going in as double champ, and she is up against Lainey, Reid, who beat Candice LeRae, and is even more so lately seeming like she is being groomed to replace Jazmyn Nix in Fatal Influence.
Can you say groomed when Jazmyn Nix is just out of Fatal Influence?
It seems like it. What happened on tonight's episode was she got attacked by who knows who, and she wasn't even in the parking lot, so imagine that. And Fallon was just like, do you think that it was? And then Jacy's like, who fucking cares? We're going to boot her out anyway. Only the strong survive. And Fallon's like, yep. All right. So I'm under the impression that Lainey Reid's going to win this championship. And she's also going to be brought on to Fatal Influence by Jacy being like, hey, you know what? Like, why don't you join the crew? And then it'll also be revealed that Lainey Reid's the one that beat up Jazmyn Nix. There's a slight chance that Nix just attacks Lainey Reid here. And it's like, screw you for attacking me, bitch. And then that costs Lainey.
Boy, we're going to get a lot done in 5 minutes if that's the case. It's a 5-minute match.
Yeah.
I'm all for it, actually. Like, I like the speed titles. I'm the only one who says that.
I don't think there's people in WWE that say that.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. You know? Yeah.
Is it a good idea?
Yeah, people. Shut up. Yeah, people who.
I'm used to my wife saying things in threes, so.
Yeah, people who can put on a really good match in a short amount of time. I think it works for people like Candice. I think it works for people like, Sol Ruca. I think it's great for the NXT people who need reps anyway. They can try to have it's good. This is only a positive.
You can throw somebody from Evolve in there and give them a speed match where they might not be ready enough to do like a full big long match. And then it doesn't seem like it's just, well, why did they wrestle a super quick match? Clearly WWE doesn't care. They have a built-in reason to do a 3 or 5 minute match. That's why I think it's like Sol Ruca doesn't need that belt at all anymore.
I agree.
Lainey Reid, she's, relatively new. She's only wrestled a few matches here and there. And if they give her the belt, it's going to mean way more for her than it'll mean for Sol Ruca to have an extra belt, I think that Zarya might end up being the reason why she loses too. Because they did the whole thing with Sol doing the Soul Snatcher to Zarya, which, like, I don't know how the fuck they pulled that off, by the way. Like, Sol is fucking great. And
I think, and this is me being braggadocious, I think I have a great eye for going, like, these people are going to be a big star. And I called Sol Ruca from the minute I saw her on Level Up. I was like, I'd build a company around her.
Yep, you did. You've been praising her pretty much, from like the onset.
From minute one. And I'll tell you right now, I think, and they obviously see it too, given the belt she has, but Kelly Armstrong, next up. I see the same thing in her.
Tons of potential for her, yeah. I think that Sol is dropping this belt due to something that happens with Zarya. And then Reid not only becomes part of Fatal Influence, and Nyx is Nyx is next. Let's put it that way.
Next. Got her.
And Zarya and Sol Ruca start feuding. And I think Zarya is the next women's North American champion. Sol Ruca probably gets moved up to the main roster.
I'm gonna call this shot in the dark. September 23rd, 2025. Sol Ruca, Money in the Bank, 2026. He's that good.
Could happen. Yeah.
He is that good.
We have another women's match two more women's matches on this card. A weaponized steel cage match is what they're calling it. Blake Monroe and Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace, who beat Ariana Grace, which that was a trip to write throughout the and 3 different things to be like Grace beat Grace because Grace said the thing about Grace. Grace then got tended to by Stacks as Grace fought with Blake Monroe.
I think you wrote that with a lot of grace, Tony.
I think I did. They ended up rolling afterward, though, Grace and Monroe, Jordynne Grace. And Jordynne had a steel chair. Blake had a trash can that had a pink kendo stick in it. I don't know why she brought the trash can
They
out.
love coloring the kendo sticks. You ever notice that?
Yeah, but like, what was the trash can for?
Because she's taking out the trash.
So they fought, and Stevie Turner and Robert Stone came out. I was expecting that the Ava thing was going to factor somehow into the TNA Brawl at the end thing, whatever, but I didn't anticipate that it would be like other people making matches on the show. And it sounded correct. I don't know if this is like I just misheard it, but it sounded like Stevie Turner called it a weapons match. And then Robert Stone was like, it's a weapons steel cage match. And I had typed that all out, and I was like, a weapons match? Why are they just calling it a weapons match? That could be anything. Like, Extreme Rules, Street Fight, whatever the hell. And then the steel cage. I'm like, so then steel cages have no DQ again, too. Okay, so they're doing the Weapons Wild match, which used to be the Ambrose Asylum match. And I get that they don't call it Ambrose Asylum anymore.
I like that name better.
But like Weapons Wild, they called it that multiple times. And I'm like, why is it weaponized steel cage match now?
They couldn't figure out the name.
Maybe they figured that like if you don't say steel cage and you just say Weapons Wild, it sounds like a regular street fight. But you got to specify steel cage in there, so.
But that's also stupid because, like, how many dumb names don't we get used to?
Right. I mean, all of them are pretty dumb for the most part.
I mean, honestly, even Hell in a Cell is pretty cheesy.
Hell in a Cell, right. You've got the Elimination Chamber. Match. Like, why is it a chamber?
It's a TLC match. It's like a play on
a good old-fashioned Donnybrook, a Miracle on 34th Street fight.
That's the worst. The good old-fashioned Donnybrook is the worst.
What was the Nigerian drum match or something?
Yes.
That was what it was called, right? At Mania?
Nigerian drum fight or something with the Olive Cruz and Piggy.
That sounds so Bruce Pritchard. But I guess weaponized steel cage means you weaponize the steel cage by
banging the Nigerian drum. I saw a movie once where they did that.
Maybe it's Michael Hayes. Just do. Hey, it'd be cool.
We brought Jerome.
They weaponized the steel cage by stapling or whatever weapons to it. So we're going to get, I guess, like half of the steel cage is going to be a regular kendo stick and a regular steel chair and a regular lead pipe and steel chain and whatever the fuck. And then the other half will be Blake Monroe themed and it'll all be pink shit. If not, they're missing an opportunity to have some fun.
I don't know why Jordynne Grace, like what? In theory, right? Jordynne Grace versus Mariah May can't go wrong, right?
How is that not the World Women's Championship match?
That's the problem right there. They're doing such a WWE-ification of it, where first of all, you can't even call her Mariah May.
Right.
And it should be for the title.
Shouldn't call her Monica Monroe either, Booker.
Jordynne Grace versus Blake Monroe or Mariah May in a steel cage match.
They weaponized the steel cage match.
Former AEW Women's World Champion, former TNA Knockouts World Champion, should be a title match, should be a main event. And instead, it feels like a weird throwaway.
Yeah. But you know what? It has to go down being final fucking match for this feud and Jordynne Grace winning.
They only fought once.
It still has to be the end.
Yeah, I've noticed that with you where when you're done with something, you're done with it.
It's just, this feud, I don't know how they go from a weaponized steel cage match to something that matters more. You know?
Oh no, this is the end of the feud for sure. But I'm just saying they've only fought once.
Yeah. Well, that's because they did a bunch of hooey bullshit in the meantime instead of doing the, you know?
Wait.
Never should have been feuding to begin with.
Yeah, Jordynne Grace wins.
She very well should. If she doesn't, then Jesus Christ, what are they doing with her?
I literally just covered an interview with her where she's like, I want to win the NXT title. I'm going to stay here as long as I need to.
Be for 6 years or something. Well, the NXT title for the Women's Championship is on the line here too. Jacy Jayne with Fallon Henley and assumingly not Jazmyn Nix against Lola Vice. And I think that this is very straightforward. Jacy Jayne retains. I know that they've been putting a lot of emphasis on Lola Vice lately, but there's a big difference between being pushed towards becoming the top women's champion of the top women's brand, essentially, versus having spots in AAA. And I think that they like Lola Vice a lot, but she's set up as a challenger. Challengers always lose until they become champions. Only one challenger can beat the champion. Put it that way. I don't think it's Lola Vice.
Very interesting.
Quoth Tony Mago, only one challenger can beat the champion.
I think that Lola Vice does have a chance. But I don't know if this will be her night.
I could see her being the type that wins the North American Championship, maybe from Zarya, and maybe doesn't get the world title in NXT before moving up to the main roster. Then again, they're waiting on quite a bit of people. I guess they just don't want to bring too many people up. When's that fucking draft, by the way? Jesus.
I think when is the season premiere?
I don't know. Maybe they're not even classifying it like that.
They always do. You think this era isn't going to do that?
I don't know. With Netflix, maybe they don't want to do season things like that.
It's possible.
What I don't think is super possible is Tavion Heights beating Ethan Page for the men's North American Championship. It is technically possible. And if they wanted to bring up Ethan Page to the main roster, then he has to drop that title. But I don't think Tavion is being positioned as ready for that yet. And he did just get the one over on Page on the Go Home show. So typically that ends up being like, we want the person who's going to lose to look stronger.
I want Tavion to win here. I want Ethan Page to go to the main roster. I think Kites is going to be special. I think Ethan Page should replace Piper Niven.
In the women's division?
No, just with Chelsea. I think it's time.
Kites is only 28?
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm
God
saying.
damn. Man, I was thinking that he was at least like 32, 33.
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to say, good for him. Good for him for being young. Envious. I'll take those 10 years, please.
Yeah, I would take the 4 years too.
Heights has a lot of potential, but I think that he's just coming up short here. And I think, he's one of those guys that they look at as like the typical thing that we keep saying, like, we've got time. And a guy like a Miles Bourne is kind of in the same way.
Yeah.
Crazy how they like those two and they want to push them. But they don't want to really push Charlie Dempsey, do they?
I don't know why he's in that. I say this with love in my heart for him. If you don't know how much I love Charlie Dempsey and listen to this podcast, I don't know why he's with that company.
It feels like he shouldn't be right now, right? Like
it feels like they only let him wrestle when he goes to other companies.
Right.
Like,
it's really fucking weird. It's like they know that he's good, so they don't want anybody like AEW to snatch him up, but they don't want to actually use him in that capacity, so they want to just keep him on the back burner. And then, like, well, we'll get around to it.
Yeah.
Weird. I like Dempsey a lot. I like Heights. I like Bourne. Yeah.
How did you?
I like Page.
There's
not anybody on this card that I dislike, except I am not the biggest fan of Lainey Reid. But she's doing better, so,
I agree.
I'm going Ethan Page.
Not being a fan, just that she's doing better.
Yeah. You going Page too, or are you going Heights?
No, I'm going Heights. Over the years, we have discussed this ad nauseum. I am pro, just do the thing.
Yeah.
No, do not wait. All right? I've had it with these companies waiting. Do not wait. Just do the thing. Put the title on Tavion Heights.
That's going to factor in the next thing that we have here. Now, this, I actually want to lump together with the other match, because it's Javon Evans against Josh Briggs, and there's Ricky Saints against Femi for the NXT Championship. And as I was updating the page earlier, after they like settled on these matches, they announced them and all, I realized I am 50-50 on these, because I think one influences the other one. And I went into this winner takes all match just being like, no fucking way is the, two top championships again going to be on a double champion, where if Femi wins, suddenly it's Femi against Ricky Saints with also the TNA title on the line, and then that completely eliminates Trick Williams from the Mike Santana match at Bound for Glory? No, that doesn't make any sense. Which would mean Trick would have to beat Femi and then retain over Ricky Saints and have both the championships, which I can't imagine Mike Santana would get the NXT championship for. So then he would have to lose, and I can't imagine Mike Santana losing. So I went through the whole, like, if you can't do this, then you can't do that, if then conditional statements and all, to it has to just end in bullshit. And they ended the show with Femi and Ricky Saints just like staring at each other, and it's just being like, okay, well, fuck the whole idea of the double champion thing. The other match is still on the way that it was. But they also gave Ricky Saints a highlight reel and like a big spotlight, this is why I need to win this championship thing, in a way that makes me feel like if it's not Ricky Saints that beats Femi, the only two other people that could are Trick Williams which they just keep fucking teasing, or Javon Evans. And then I think, okay, well, Javon Evans is up against Josh Briggs here. Without factoring the NXT championship on the line, either of them could win. But if either of them wins, I think we have a spoiler for the main event. Because if Evans wins, I think Ricky Saints doesn't beat Obafemi. And Evans is still being built up to fight Obafemi again. But if Briggs wins, I think he's being set up to be the first person that Ricky Saints retains against. Catch my drift?
Yes. I'm going to go with Javon being set up to win here.
In a bubble, I feel like Javon should win.
Even if it's a short run, I think they're setting up Javon to win the title.
From Obafemi.
Yes.
And then Ricky Saints just comes up short. And hey, you know what? So did everybody else against Obafemi. When's the next? It's a Halloween Havoc. October something or other. Maybe that's when Obafemi drops the title. I don't know. But like, if it's not Ricky Saints, then it has to be Trick or Javon. And I believe Bound for Glory is before Halloween Havoc, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like Trick could already lose the TNA championship and then go up against Obafemi again. And maybe it's just Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans in another fucking triple threat.
No. Damn it, I'm tired. I'm tired of repeat matches. Like, first of all, just do Trick and Oba and have a legit finish already. It's been like a year.
Mm-hmm.
Do the match.
So I'm very much like, I could see Obafemi retaining. I could see Ricky Saints winning. I could see Josh Briggs winning and then being the guy that Ricky Saints beats. I could see Javon Evans winning and then going up against Femi again. I could see Trick Williams coming out and causing some kind of a DQ bullshit thing where it's like maybe the weaponized steel cage match is the main event and Obafemi and Ricky Saints isn't. So then they could do like some no contest bullshit. I don't fucking know. If I had to, like, gun to my head, I would probably say Javon Evans wins and Obafemi wins. But I wouldn't put it past the two other options.
I wanted them to do something with Josh Briggs almost like 6 years ago already.
Right.
I think the moment is gone. I don't know if I can get behind them pushing Briggs over Evans.
To me, I think Briggs is in that Dijak role. Where they're like, all right, big guy, we can set up as a challenger, but we're not going to do anything with him.
Yeah, but even Dijak had a little more credibility.
They wasted Dijak, man. Shame. He was cool.
He was. He still is.
He doesn't like, does he wrestle for anybody?
Yeah, he works for, him and Baron Corbin are the MLW tag champions.
Really? Awesome. Yeah. I've never watched a single MLW show.
I speak English.
And yeah, Josh Briggs, we talked about him before from Evolve. It was like all the future, something's just not working yet. I don't know. But Saints is another guy that like eventually they're gonna either decide to bring him up to the main roster and he's just going to be like in mid card or something, or they're going to do the long NXT thing with where he's there as like the NXT guy and like a new Adam Cole. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, Adam Cole was my favorite NXT champion of all time, and that was my favorite era of Adam Cole. But I don't know if he's built for that. Like, that was a very specific time with a very specific guy in a very specific era. I'm not sure that's what they're trying to do here.
Isn't it crazy to think that like Kyle O'Reilly didn't get called up to the main roster?
None of them did.
And like Adam Cole was not a Raw superstar and Roderick Strong was not on SmackDown. Like, you know,
it's sort of like, thank God that Saudi plane incident happened. We got Adam Cole versus Bryan Danielson.
Right. Crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
So I'm going Evans and Femi, and so are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Evans and Femi.
I think this has quite a bit of potential, this pay-per-view. Way more than the last, if I remember correctly.
I'm looking for the steel cage to steal the show.
To steal the show?
Yeah.
To weaponize steal the show?
Hey, don't weaponize my incompetence. Yeah. And I think it'll be a fun one. It's on Saturday. Boo. It's going up against Collision. Boo. I'm tired of these shows being counter-programmed. Boo.
I'd rather it be on Sunday, but not because of Collision.
This one is on Peacock, by the way.
Yeah, for anybody that's curious, this is not on ESPN. This is going to be the continuation on Peacock for at least a little bit until they decide to switch it over to something else or whatever. But I think that's like until March.
They should just keep it on Peacock.
They should just have the network.
Well, yes.
Just do that.
But by the way, where the fuck is the library going?
I don't have the slightest idea. I'm assuming that, I mean, maybe I'm erroneously assuming, but kind of assuming that Netflix would get it.
No, they don't want it. And ESPN already said they didn't want it. I think it's just going to get stuck on YouTube.
It'd be crazy.
You know what?
If they have everything up on there, it'd be great, but like, yeah.
We've gotten some fun things that weren't on the network on WWE Vault YouTube channel, but I'm still waiting for every episode of Raw to get uploaded to Netflix. And someone out there's going to go, did you really watch the real? Yeah, it doesn't matter. First of all, you don't know me. I am the kind of idiot that goes, all right, I need background noise. Here, let me just start 95
then you
Raw.
You put a random episode on or something.
You know, and that's first of all. Second of all, it doesn't matter. For 11 years, we had access to every episode of Raw full through, and now that's just gone. We're living in a time of things being taken away, and I don't know why we're trying to justify that as a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, keep the library on an accessible service. Bring back the network if you have to. I'm tired of this. I just want to watch my wrestling.
Yeah. I agree. Fully agree. And if you agree or you disagree, you leave a comment below. You tell us what you think. And make sure that you do all that other stuff I mentioned before about all this marketplace stuff. And check out Redbubble and TeePublic for merch. And also check out amangotree.com for all the links that I've got for all the social medias that are out there. That I'm a part of, at least. Even though I don't particularly active in some of them. But follow them if you're interested. And follow Rob too.
Yeah, you can follow me everywhere at Dude Felice. I feel like sometimes I say things and then they don't happen. So I'm not gonna say anything. But just stay tuned to all of my social medias at Dude Felice. And maybe you'll be seeing my face pop up on more things. Oh, that's something I did. True Heel Heat. I did the WrestlePalooza review. And I talked about how, like, I'm so disconnected with the WWE brand for the first time in my life. Like, so if you want to hear more of that you don't hear with me and Tony, there it is. True Heel Heat, the WrestlePalooza review.
Check it out. And of course, stay tuned for everything else that's coming your way on Smark Out Moment. Check out those tier lists that we have. Check out the next one that we record in the future. Check out upcoming episodes, the hot tags, and the, of course, NXT No Mercy post show immediately following the pay-per-view. I'll be there on Saturday night, so join me. And until then, adios. We'll see you next time. This has been another Smark Out Moment. We're being counted out.